Kwadwoman is super talented. And I'm now going to be wearing his stuff. He's creative. I saw him on social media and I DM him. And I said, I want to be wearing your beautiful thing. And when you now are there, Kwadwoman, for me, Kwadwoman, please. Kwadwoman is coming on your show time very soon. But I find him on social media. He's very active and he's very, very, very legit. My
name is Yawaji, and welcome to Life After School. Does school really determine your future? Or that is what we've been told. For years, we've measured success by grades and degrees. But what if life has other plans? In a world where dropouts build empires and top students still struggle, it's time we ask real questions. Welcome to Life After School, the podcast where we explore the truth about education, success, and everything in between. Whether you're a straight A student, a university dropout, or just trying to figure things out, this is the space for you. Let's challenge the system, hear real stories, and also discover what really shapes our future beyond the classroom. Life after school. School ends, but the journey doesn't. Hi, and welcome to Life After School. My name is Yawaji. So many a times, if someone failed the Yawasi, family would recommend that they go into learning a trade. One of these popular trades would be going into fashion design. Should that be the case? Or anyone could go into a trade regardless of their results in school? I have a gentleman who has dabbled in going into formal school and also going into fashion design as his area. Welcome, Kojo Echampong Preku, also known as Kwadwoman.
Hello, my boy. Yes, sir.
And how are you doing, Kojo?
I'm doing great. Your side?
I am very well. Kojo, as of the time of recording, I see that it's pretty late in Ghana. What would you be doing at this time? Why are you up at this time?
I'm working at the moment. I'm working on a pop-up that is happening next month, 15. So we don't have much time to spend. So we are working. I and the boys, we are all here working.
I do appreciate the work you are putting in to get your work out there. So, without any delay, Kwadwo, I want you to take me back into time, into your academic journey. Where did your academic journey start for you?
Okay, so I schooled from the basic level through the senior high in my hometown. That is Abetifi. So after junior high school, I attended Abetifi Senior High. And the funny side of it is I wanted to go to St. Peter's, but when my result came, I had two in science, one, and then two in science. So I didn't get St. Peter's. So I had Abetifi Presby. And I never wanted to be a day student. Like, I really wanted to go and enjoy the board. And Peter's too was a school around, like a grade A, so everybody wanted to be there. And every day I tell people that is the biggest thing that happened to me, going to becoming a day student and being in my hometown, because it was through that journey that everything I'm seeing today happened. So I went to Abetifi Presby. From there, I pursued education at Winneba, University of Education, where I did economics, and then I had my BA economics education. So for now, that's where my education has gotten to. Yeah.
So let's go back to right after junior high school in
Yeah.
going into senior high school. When you didn't get into St. Peter's,
Yeah.
as a young boy, or I believe between maybe 13 and 15 years,
Yeah.
what was the feeling like and what did you decide to do when you didn't get into St. Peter's?
Oh, it was a sad one, honestly. 'Cause I was growing up. I wasn't a bad student. I used to learn. Like I was really among. Actually, I even had. I and a friend. We had the best grade in our junior high. It was one of the best two in my town. So at least we should have gotten the school that we chose. Like I said, I had two in science. And I'm sure that is one of the reasons, or maybe God having its own reasons that made me not get the St. Peter's. And it was a sad moment because it was my dream school. That was the school I'd wanted to go and do science, become the doctor because I was good at science. Like it was a
Hmm.
subject I didn't really stress to know what was going on there. And the Abetifi Presby they gave me general art, which wasn't something I really wanted to do. Yeah, so it was a sad moment, and I knew my parents they were never going to pay for any protocol, go and see people, because they were happy with I being a discipline. Because growing up, money wasn't really there like that for them, so they were happy that I was becoming a day student. So, and I was sad because I wanted to go to St. Peter's. Yeah.
And I really can identify with that situation. In my
Okay.
case, it happened to me as well, but for me, I know I didn't perform well, so I think I deserved it.
Oh,
But
okay.
you take me into a very interesting conversation where recently when the BEC results were released, we
Okay.
saw a lot of advertisement on social media and a lot of commentary on social media where people were seeking to pay money into the
Yeah.
category A schools to get the awards into category A schools. With you having a teaching background and you having treaded the path where you also couldn't get into your chosen school, with the benefit of hindsight and with what you know now, what would you tell a parent or what would you say to a student? So, first, let's speak to the parents who are looking to pay money to get the awards or family into a grade A school. And then
Yeah.
let's speak to the students.
Well, one thing I've become an advocate for of late is I've come to believe that the CSSPS, if I'm having it right, it like it has a spiritual something from my side.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what would have happened to me. Because Kwadwoman would have never happened if I had not stayed in my hometown to go to school in Abetifi Presby. Because every process I went through, how things were not even connected and they became connected because of I staying in Abetifi to go to the school that I had. In a way, makes me feel that any school that this computerized system gives you, that is it, it's in a way attached to your destiny. That is what I believe because of how my story is. Because if I would have changed it, like being a way that, oh, okay, my parents have the influence, let them do this. So, well, I would tell any parent out there that, well, if the child has at school, sometimes it's only in the case where maybe it's an outlier where the conditions of the child. Maybe that child, you had wanted the child to be around you, but now they have taken her to a far away place. Or some few things. Maybe you just feel that when the child stays in the house to become a dissident, it's really not going to help. In those cases, fine, we can try and then see what we can do best. But in the case where all of these factors are not favoring, but the parent just want to try and see that the child will go to this particular school. So who goes to the one that you don't want your ward to go there? Are we going to close those schools? Or so yeah, it's sometimes a way painful when you just have certain things in mind. Because everybody would like to go to the Prempeh, go to the Presec, those schools that everything is being done for them. Like they have the good infrastructure and a whole lot. But if you don't get it, the ones that we get, we sometimes need to embrace it. And maybe some structures need to be put in place by whoever is in charge so that at least when people get such schools, they will not be in a haste to change it or do. So that's what I can say about it.
And if you were to advise a student, if there's a student who is 13 years, 14 years, who is going into SS and has this same situation, what would you say to them?
Oh yeah, like what I said to the parents, like don't be in a haste to change your school. Honestly, sometimes it might be your destiny that is calling you to come there. Cause
Mm-hmm.
I know of friends who changed theirs, went to big schools, or fine, it went well for them. Others too, at the end, the one that we came out and still we could do better. So you don't know what the Lord has or what faith itself is putting out there that is pushing you to that school. Maybe it's saving you from a whole lot of things. So I think, like I said, we should embrace it. It might be tough at the beginning. Cause me, I remember I was sad for days, and my parents were happy. I didn't even know what they saw that I wasn't seeing. But for them, I'm sure it was their money not going. That was what was making them happy because their child is going to stay in the house, eat from the house. They are not going to buy a whole lot of things to take them to school or travel or do all of these things. And sometimes we should understand and appreciate what our parents are doing because they know the home more than you do. They know their package. And with this school that we always want to go, sometimes it's all about money, like traveling, going to buy all of these items before they can take you to school. So if the parent is able to try and you being a day student or the school that you've had, because sometimes if you want to change the school, you have to come all the way to Accra. Just imagine I being in Abetifi as at that time, taking my parents through all of this stress, bringing them to Accra to come and change school. We don't even know where we are going. And it might be the case of a child that is listening or watching us. Do you get it? So just accept it. You won't die. You go, the teachers are there normally and always. Teachers will tell you that. Teachers, even in the big schools, they don't even stress to teach because most of the students are good. But in our part, they know that our proficiency is not that high. So they will try and come down to our level to teach so that we can really get what is happening. So embrace whatever the Lord has entrusted to me. That is the angle I'm coming from because that was what I saw in my part.
Okay, so let's speak about the moral fiber of Ghana as a whole. In terms of integrity, what are we teaching our children if they know that even if they didn't perform well, their parents would move mountains to change their schools for them?
So it's not a good precedent. Like we are encouraging the students not to learn. Because if my senior brother had, let's say, 40 and he was able to go to a school that he didn't get, in a way, I know that if only my parents did for my bigger brother, definitely they are going to do it for me. So, what is going to be the encouragement? What is going to be the incentive for me to learn? But if I know that he had 40 and he had a school that wasn't what he chose or that wasn't his first choice, but the parents they made him go. So I coming up also going to write a BC where I know that, oh, if I don't get it, my parents will still let me go. So there is that condition there. Whatever school you get, that is where you are going. I think it's in a way going to help the students learn. But now there is nothing to fear about. If your parents having like 2,000, having like 4,000, or any amount of money where these people are taking, or if they have the influence to look through and then get you what you want, you know that, oh, okay, then definitely I am going to get it. So I'm not going to be motivated in any way to learn. So, and we teach the kids that, oh, don't really force yourself, just look for the influence. And it's a bad thing we are teaching or bringing to the next generation that is.
Well, I think you've said it all. So let's move on to your university education.
Yeah.
You did mention that you pursued a Bachelor of Education in economics, right?
Yeah.
So what informed your decision making when you decided to choose economics as your field of study?
Well, my life actually has a whole lot of funny things. But you see, I was asked by my senior brother to go to a friend of his to help me select the program that I want to do. When I was going, I'd had in mind that I'm going to read political science because I didn't want to go and stress, and I didn't really enjoy mathematics in senior high because of maybe some few reasons. So, but I really enjoyed it in my junior high days because my math teacher really made me love it. Don't that. But when it wasn't the same experience in senior high, so I wasn't really a fan of math. But when I took it to the guy who was helping me fill the form, when he saw my result, he was like, "Oh, nah, like, was this you can do economics?" So when he said that, I was challenging him. I was like, "Oh, me, I don't like math, so like." And still now he forced it, and then so he told me that you have two choices. So when I choose and they don't give me this one, they will give me the political science. And when it came, I was given the economics. So it wasn't really something that I sat down and I thought about it. It came on its own way because someone said I did well in math and I can do well in economics. So that's how it came about.
So it leads me to my next question. What do you think the benefit of having professional guidance or even having an informed decision maker help you in choosing a university program? Because per experience, a lot of us come out of high school and we are left to choose our courses by ourselves. And with the career journeys after, it seems that a lot of people have made mistakes. So, in terms of my question, I think I was asking, how important do you think having professional guidance is to making educational choices and even career choices?
It's really necessary and it's vital because even putting aside this economic whole thing, when I completed senior high school, my father, he was a teacher. He had wanted me to do. I also wanted to teach growing up. I had wanted to be a teacher because I remember when I was a child when they asked me, "What do you want to do in the future?" Apart from we being imposed with it, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. One thing that if I don't say a doctor, I would say is I want to be a teacher. So I'd wanted to teach, but I was I didn't really know what goes into it. Either going to a training college, and even if at the university we had UDS was doing education, Winneba was doing one, and then Kepostu was doing, and we had quite a number of colleges or institutions offering this educational course. So there was one junior high, junior youth at church. She was the one who guided me. She was like, she went to Cape Coast, but she really struggled with education. But Winneba, it's easy for you to go and then have it easy. And then, so it was one thing that informed. And my father was so strict about I going to training college because he saw that when you finish training college, you are easily going to get a job to do. So weighing the two of them, and asking around. So whoever I see and is a teacher, I'll be like, should I go to university? Should I go to training college? And it looks like all of them were like, oh, because we would like you to go and teach at the senior high, because we want you to go and teach at the senior high. Why don't you go and do the university course? And when I got to know that, okay, so Winneba is not just any ordinary university. They take you through the 4 year course, and you leave having it looks like you having two degrees, one in education and then one in economics itself. And when someone echoed to me that, oh, okay, when you finish, you look like someone who have gone to study economics in Lagos. But you have an addition of it, you having the education where when you are going to the bank to look for a job because you studied economics, your own doesn't end there. You can also take it to the classroom to go and teach. So I saw, okay, then it's an added advantage. So that professional advice I had from people shaped me in a way that it helped me to make the decision of not going to a training college, not going to any ordinary or any other university apart from I going to pursue the degree. Because I knew there wasn't any family business running that when I finished, it's going to absorb me. And so, at that time, everybody knew that, oh, teaching there, when you go into teaching, definitely it's easy for you to get job, unlike today where it has become that difficult. Yeah, so that was it. I just chose that path because of this circumstances surrounding it. So the professional advisor, it's really good, and no one just you don't know what you are entering into. It's a new thing. It's something you don't know anything about, and people have been there so many years. People have been walking around whatever situation that you are now in. You just call upon them, just call them, just ask them, and I'm sure the advice that they're going to give you is in a way going to really help.
Thank you, Kojo. So let's move on to your career in fashion design and also building your brand, Kwadwoman. Um, so how did you conceive the idea of Kwadwoman and how did it even start for you?
Okay, so like I said, I grew up. Okay, so let me come to it this way. I grew up to the sound of sewing machine because my grandfather was a fashion designer. Normally they normally call it tailor. My auntie, two of them. My uncle too was sewing. My mother even learned how to sew, but she never practiced. So growing up, the machines were in the house. But you see, one thing was they were all doing it in a small scale. In a way, it looked like poverty shadowed what they were doing because they were not getting any money from it. So when I got around like 12 and 13, they have all stopped sewing. My aunties, both of them, they have all stopped sewing. One in trade and one doing farming. My grandfather, he was even lying in the room, not doing anything. My uncle had accepted a job with a particular firm and he was working there. My mother cried that she never used the sewing to do anything. So it wasn't something I really wanted to even go into it because I knew it wasn't a safe place for me to be there. So, but it has destiny had its own way of trying to get me into this thing that I'm doing today. So around 2012, there when Papi Pejo and EL they came in with their song, Too Raw and those singing where they wear this baggy top and this skinny jeans. We will go in and then we will try and portray our trousers. So it was this particular old woman that we were taking our trousers to for her to portray it for us. But we got to a point that we saw that the money that the woman was taking was too much. So the machines too were lying around. Though sometimes they won't allow you to touch it because it was sacred to them, but you will sneak around in the night, try and then so when I saw that I could control the machine, now my brothers were no more going to the woman, but I was the one doing the operation for them. So that was where it started. So one of the days when after I completed junior high, I had the day school, there was this friend of mine. He was my junior in junior high. He's also one renowned designer in Ghana now. That's right. So he was sewing. He was already sewing when we were engaged. The one day I went to him to sit around. He was just in my neighborhood. Yeah, the boys would come around because he was sewing less bags and some simple shirts. So I got there and he was sewing. So it was a nice bag. I wanted him to do something for me, but he was busy with the others that he was doing. So we really wasn't considering doing mine. So I was observing him. When I went home some few days, I came back and I came to show him a bag that I've done. Though it wasn't really perfect. But when he saw it, he was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I've done well. So that was the genesis of everything. Saving the Kwadwoman started with I making bags. So it was bag, the school bag. So I'll do bag for myself and I'll be wearing it to school. So senior high, like those times, I'll do a bag and I write scriptures, Matthew chapter 5, Matthew chapter 6, Revelation something. I'll just write it and then, so that was how the whole thing started. So when I completed senior high, well, that time I could just, that time I wasn't so interested. It was just the bag, just playing around with the bag. And at a point in time, we were writing numbers and shit. So you just write figures instead of like the JC. You were trying to use African point to do this. So you do one white t-shirt and then you use this African print to design the numbers like 55, 60. Just doing it for people, just doing it for the fun of it. I wearing it myself because I'm not even going to get any money to get and buy it. So close to it. So I'll just do for myself and then be wearing it around. So fast forward, when I completed senior high school and I got to university, I told you I was doing bad. So there was this friend of mine, he used to push back the Kumasi bag, but I saw the quality was a top notch something. So I asked him that why, where is he letting bags? And I was like, oh yeah, there's one guy in their area who is doing bags. And I told him that I should speak to the guy so that one of my vacations I can just come around and then come and have a look at what the guy did. So the guy agreed, took some small money and then so I asked my auntie that time and then she gave me. It was around 1,000 cedis or so. That was like 2014. I paid the guy and I went. I went and this guy, he saw one bag that I've done. Piping. This bag. So when he saw it was like, so if I can do this there, then the bag I know already. But I told him, say, no, chairman. Yeah, I want to learn more. So the guy took me through and it was supposed to be a month, but the condition of staying there was tough for me because the money that I've been able to put together and the one that my auntie has given, that was what I used to pay him. So I just took few weeks. It was like 2 weeks instead of the month, and then I left. But I was fortunate that when I was around, he had a contract doing some back, so he could help me learn a lot just within those few days that I was there. So I left. So that was what I was doing. So when I vacated from the university and I'm coming home, the few money that I've been able to pay, I'll pass by Kantamanto and Makola. I won't bring the money home. Go and buy fabric and material that I can use to do the bag. So when I vacate and I come home, I come and do this bag. And at the end, my money will be stuck because they won't buy. Everybody will be saying the bag is nice, the bag is this. No matter how low you take the price to, still, these people are not going to buy. So I thought, I don't know, this bad thing is not really making what you. And then I could still bomb my jacket. Instead of the jacket that they will use that. Yeah, the one that they will use that. So I was trying that one too. That one too because it was an inside out something. It was quite expensive. I remember I had this white lady who bought like 5 of them. And that was one of my breakthrough jobs that I did. It gave me enough money where I could even start something. So it made me realize that the bag is not paying. The sewing thing will pay. So I started by ripping cloth. So when I take jeans, I'll rip it off and see how I was being constructed. When I take a t-shirt, I'll rip it off and see how I was being constructed. So when I was in level 300, yeah, it's that. Yeah. There is this man in my neighborhood. He called Master Wu. I contacted him that I wanted to come and then learn from him, and he agreed. So one of my long vacations, it took time for him to accept. So when he accepted, we were almost about going back, to school, but I could have like 3 weeks to go and stay with him. So that helped me know some of the skills and some of the shortcuts and some of the skills. It really helped me because when I was living there within that few weeks, I could know a whole lot of things. So when I left him after that few weeks, I was going to level 300 in school. So I left. So from there, I resorted to YouTube and still ripping off clothes. So through that one, and then I started sewing. So now I could sew pants, trousers, I could sew shirts. And that's all that you need to be a fashion designer. If you can sew a shirt, you can sew a trouser because everything that you can do now, they all emanate from these two things. If you know how to do a shirt and you know how to do a trouser, and you get to a point where you see every shirt, you know how to do it, then that's it. You have ended the fashion design journey for me and my angle where I'm coming from. So from there, the Kwadwoman thing started. So it was around university level 300. That was when I even decided to take the name Kwadwoman because I saw I am Kojo myself because I've seen Adidas coming from Adolf Dassler because it was his name. Other people, Puma and Co, they were all trying to make something out of their name. But I didn't want to just take a name like Kojo or let's say I'm Kojo at some point. I could have just taken KAP or something. But I saw that what and it got to a point I saw that people really loved what I was doing. But it was a big thing that I saw happening. So then I need to push people on. So rather than that, even tender, I saw that, oh, then let me just form a nation. And you know that nation is on mine, like on mine. So the name is Peju Mine. So I'm fortunate that the Lord has blessed me. And then if this nation that He wants to build, I'm the one leading. I'm Kuju. So we are forming a nation. Then on mine. So that's how the name Kwadwoman came up. So level 400 when I completed school. By that time, I had my way out in doing so many things. Like I could just look at everything and try to replicate it. I could just sit down and then try and then bring out some designs that I haven't seen it anywhere. So that's how the whole Kwadwoman journey started. And mostly when you do things and people love it, that is one of the biggest inspiration that everybody can get in this world. They're like what you are doing. People see it and they're like, wow, like they are happy to see what you are doing. And I had that experience so early and it really helped me. Because anytime that you do this bomber jacket, everybody sees like, hey, and that was even a challenge because sometimes when you put something, people don't even believe that it was made by a Ghanaian. And growing up and coming up, that was even one of the challenges that I was facing. That to convince people always, so you have to be doing this BTS and then trying to post it and trying to convince everybody that this trouser that you are seeing wasn't made from anywhere, but it was made in Ghana. So the Kwadwoman journey, well, that's how it all started and got to where we are today.
So that's a very interesting journey. I would want us to move into the Ghanaian fashion industry and the
Okay.
opportunities in there. Particularly for you, you did mention that when you post, people like your stuff, right? I see that a lot of influencers, fashion influencers like
Yeah.
Wesley Kesse, musicians, actors,
Yeah.
wear Kwadwoman. For someone coming from Kwahu
Yeah.
to be able to reach these heights, how did you connect with all these celebrities in Ghana?
Okay. So the first one is aside we talking about the grace of God, because sometimes some of these connections and those names you just don't know. Because like today, for instance, I was there and Shatta Wale just messaged me. Like you get it. So like sometimes you just don't know. Because he's someone that I've been texting for so long. And today now I'm there. Like I've not posted anything, I've not tagged him, and he just messaged me. Apart from it being by the grace of God, the work itself speaks for itself. That is one thing. It looks like we have really invested in what we are doing, like the work itself. And one thing too is you setting yourself apart because anytime you look at the Ghanaian fashion scene, it's mostly two things. It's either people are sewing for church or they are sewing for funeral and maybe for school children. But when, like I said, when I saw that my folks, they couldn't really make a lot of money from the and when I accepted, because the thing I had wanted to run away, but the thing was chasing me. because I said I never had in mind that I was ever going to be a fashion designer. Because when I was a child, when I was in junior high school, I was called Stitches. That was my nickname because we were asked to do a threaded pattern, something, and I did well, and I chose that name for myself. I don't know if it was destiny calling me or something. So, well, apart from that one, there was nothing really special about me growing up that should have made me to become a fashion designer. Like maybe someone is a footballer, that person can be like, oh, when he was in the mother's womb, he was able to kick, do all of those things. But me, there wasn't really something special about this thing. So the work itself, in a way, speaks for itself. Because the first time that I had a celebrity wearing the Kwadwoman, it was Calvin Boy. It was a friend of mine in the university, a call Hunter. He was having a music video, and he had the music with Calvin Boy on it. So they were not even they had wanted him to rather let them choose their own costume. So, but the guy initially had asked me to do the pieces for him and Calvin Boy. So me, I've done my work like 3 months time, and I get the information that Calvin Boy says he's not going to, he's bringing his own clothes. The guy is no more giving it to me. I was like, oh, I've done the thing already. So I had him in mind. So you just give it to him. So when the things got to him, was like, well, that was the reporter speak that I had. He was like, oh, come on. You have this thing and you still, when I told you that I want to bring my own clothes, you wouldn't tell me that I had this thing. And that was the first patchwork that we did. Because when I had, because that time, like, how old was I? Like 20, early 20s, like around 21 years or 20 years or so. Like that, you've had Calvin Boy, you've been seeing on TV that a friend of yours is going to sing with him and he's doing a video with him. So I was cracking the brain. Though that time I was just using these patches doing things, but it was that time that I had the idea that the waist of it can come to the base of the trousers and all of these things. And we did one for him, one solid one, even till now, with all the patches that I've been doing. That still is the favorite one that I think we've done. And then one other outfit. So when he saw it, was like, no, he's going to use it. So you see how the whole thing started and how it got to. So the celebrities too, they are like a family. When you get one and the thing is good, it is definitely going to take you to the other one. Cause from Kelvin Boy, and then through him, we got other people, and then one time I was doing a shoot, and then this lady, Melissa. I remember one time I was doing shoots. You see, mostly I used to use my local people, my folks in Abetifi and Kwahu, because there was no money, and I didn't even know anyone out there. So I think I was scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw Ashali Prince. He was one young guy in this age 18 series. So I messaged him like, "Oh, Prince, like this is Kwadwoman. This is what we are doing. Like I have a shoot coming up. Can you pull up and come and help me?" So I was like, "Oh, why not? He's okay. He's from Kwahu, and that vibe, we vibed about it." So while I was going through his post, I saw one nice lady too. I was like, "Oh, so when you are coming, can you come with this lady?" I was like, "Oh, he will ask her and see if she can come." And when he did, the lady was like, "Oh yeah, he will come." I was like, "Hey, me, I don't have any money." And these people, their focus was not even about money. They just, what they told me is that they've seen what I'm doing and they see that it has a future and they like it. And these people have become my favorite people till day. Like when they call me that they need something, I don't joke with them because they really contributed to what I'm seeing, because it was through that connection that made I got to know Melissa, and Melissa wearing it and posting, and it getting to the DWP family because she was a friend with Lisa Kwama, and that made me send some pieces to DWP, And then they wearing it that time, Endurance, Afronita, and some of the guys, they wore it and they danced with it. It was our corduroy patchwork. So it was through that. So you see, like I said, it's a snowballing something. Like when you get one, because they are all together. When Wesley Kesse puts something, definitely there are a lot of this A-list people who are going to say it. So when you get him, you definitely in a way is going to get all of these people along. So that's how it is. So one thing that I can say is because all of this thing that I'm talking about, I wasn't in Accra because I got to Accra this year. I'm not even a year in Accra. I was in Kwahu, Abetifi, like not in even in Koko or anywhere. I was on the mountain. So I'll have to descend before I'll even come to Accra. But the works were coming. There are some people that have been working from 2019. That even till now, I've still not met them. But the works were going. We were talking. When I got to Accra, it looked like we are all busy, so still we've not been able to meet. So now I've never even met Afronita before. Like she doesn't even know me personally. So the work speaks for itself. So when you put in more work, when you put in more effort, you try to distinguish yourself from what everybody is doing. Because that was one thing that I think helped me. That I saw that everybody was doing it this way. There was a big market for the streetwear because most of the musicians, you don't see Ghanaians sewing for the Ghanaians. You see, our movies were competing, our songs were competing because it got to a point where Ghanaians were not even singing this hip hop and those things because the Ghanaian musicians have done so well that everybody loves the Ghanaian song. But I saw that the Ghanaian designers, we had a lot to do when it comes to the streetwear. And in a way, maybe it's something that really helped me. And I not learning it from maybe that's also one thing that I think helped me because I give myself that chance to learn from anywhere that I could get a chance. Like when I enter your shop and you are doing something, I just want to leave there having something. So it was the work. So apart from I saying it was by the grace of God, and apart from I saying that people connected me in a way to other people, the work itself, because you can be connected to someone, but when you get there and the work that you are presenting to them is not nice, definitely they might not call you the next time. But I'll be there and for instance, McBrown, for instance, she was the one who texted me because I knew that McBrown is so big. There's no way I would text her and I'll ever get her attention because she was one person that I really love to get her in my pieces because I know that when McBrown wears you, it's evident, and it was evident on the day that we got to her. Like she made me feel how being a celebrity looks like though we've not gotten there, but she made me feel how when you encounter someone who has an influence, because like every minute you have a call to make, every minute you have a follower to follow you.
1,000 people reaching out to
Oh,
you.
like a whole lot. Like everybody is calling. Everybody is calling. They just want to, and her influence is such a way that your grandparents in the room who can't even come out feel the influence because McBrown is pervasive. For her, she's everywhere. And all my old ladies in the house, they were all calling me, hey, Kojo, you're home with TV. So, but I didn't even go to the Onia show time. Me, I was just at the backstage. But when they see it on the TikTok and those things, they're like, everybody will call me like, what now about Onia show time? Well, you the one who came to the Onia show time. We've seen you and Nana Ama, we've done this. You get it. So, apart from the connection, the work itself, because you could see how Nana was. She was amazed with what she saw.
Charlie, this is serious. Hey, mine's in the end. I come home. You know what Kwadwoman made for me? Kwadwoman is a fight. Look, all these are for me. When I am in here, you see me rocking them. Oh my gosh! This is Kwadwoman.
Let me see the logo again. Kwadwoman.
Kwadwo, and then man. Kwadwoman is super talented, and I'm now going to be wearing his stuff. He's creative. I saw him on social media, and I DM him, and I said, I want to be wearing your beautiful thing. And when you now are there, Kwadwoman, for me.
because like the pieces were nice. So yeah, one thing too is like just try and be different and don't do it like everybody is doing it. Cause me growing up, I saw that Ghanaians were not paying attention to finishing. You could see those bigger firms in Accra; they were the ones paying attention to the details. Like there are some people when they sew and some of the threads are lying down just on the outfit, just anyhow they are okay. But me, I'll take a jeans, a denim trousers, and try and make sure that when I sew my trousers, at least the only difference should be that I am not having maybe some of the equipment now. But at least when it comes to the cutting, when it comes to the straightness of the stitches, like it should be on point. And that is one thing. I have a client in USA, tape and stitches. Like he told me point blank that that is one thing that made the wife made him work with me. Because the first time I took my pieces to her, the wife asked her that why do he have to come to Ghana before he buy things that are made in
From the
America? And I was
shop?
like, no, the things are made in Ghana. You get so one thing is like you try and then be a competition, not to the people. Like don't try to, how do I even say, like don't make the competition be the people who are around you, because the clothes they are just lying around you. The Louis Vuitton clothes they are coming to Ghana. Sometimes you go and buy it. I'll buy a leather jacket and have a look at how it's being constructed. Not really stealing the design, but stealing the perfection, stealing the finishing. Sometimes when you look at some of the outfit, you ask yourself, how were they able to sew it? Because the thread, everything is straight. Then give yourself time, like days, just to perfect the thread. Like a whole day in work, like you are just making straight lines, trying to make sure that like the lines are straight. So with the celebrity things and we being connected to them, it's that's how the journey has been. It started from one person, and it took years, like 7 8 years before we could get here today, because it's like 2018, the Kelvin Boy thing, and now we are here now. 'Cause we've not gotten anywhere though, but at least we can stand somewhere and say that the Lord has done a lot. So yeah,
Yeah, I really would want to bring in Kidi and Blacko.
okay, yeah,
Um, I know you've done a lot of stuff for Kidi, and Blacko, he's our alternative fashion icon. He wears
yeah,
everything. Have you done
okay.
anything for Blacko too?
Not yet.
Not
I've not
yet.
been able to work with him. Yeah, I've not been able to work with him. I've ever
I
reached out before, but it didn't go through. Yeah,
mhm.
but
Hopefully one day
mm,
you get to work with Blacko too. But I
oh,
see the pieces you do for Kidi, and
yeah,
he's one of the coolest out there. So I think he
okay,
models your stuff very well.
yeah, like
I
everything you
think
do
I
for
would,
me is well.
yeah, I think I would want us to wrap up here. But before I
Okay,
let you go, I want you to advise Ghanaian youth who are saying there are no jobs. Ghanaian youth who are saying that when you go to school, when you go through formal education, there are no jobs after. And they are not looking to go into anything fashion design, anything alternative when it comes to like handiwork. What advice would you give to them? Your last words.
okay. So, well, to the larger extent, it's so true that there are no work. Like the works are not there. Because me growing up, I never wanted to work for the government. Like I'm someone I even entered into the teaching because I had no option, like because of the background that I came from. Because I knew I needed something to start as Kwadwoman, and if I don't accept this teaching for a while, I can't do it. And when I saw that Kwadwoman could sustain me now, like it could grow by itself from where it has gotten to, I raised up my hand and then left the teaching field so that someone also can come and then fit into the position where I left there. Because I think if we all have this mindset of assuming even the government work for some few years and leaving, I think it's going to be a safer place for everyone. Because if it's even in a way going to help government even increase the salaries of workers, because it will inform them that people are leaving, but we all want to be there, catch our 60 years and leave, and it's in a way making the government relax. Well, that's no. So the advice is going to be like, there is a new wave blowing, a new wind is blowing, and the wind is in such a way that people are no more afraid of accepting this vocational thing, this technical thing. And if you have not accepted that this wave or this wind blowing, you have to become part of it, then you are doing yourself. Because now we have people who are doctors and they just want to have something else to do. We have doctors who are dancers and they are on TikTok dancing, trying to dance to sickness. Oh Lord, I follow a certain man on Instagram who dance to everything. And recently I checked his profile and he's a professor. And I was like, how? Like he can dance to everything. He can dance to you having divorce. He can dance to like everything. Like, and it's funny, but he's a big man. So now the world is changing. At first, we all know that if you are a doctor, you are a pilot. When you ask a child, what do you want to be in future? I want to become a pilot. I want to become a doctor. I want to become a nurse. But now there are some people who are into this vocational thing, and the money that they make in a day is even bigger than the money that these pilots are making in a whole month. So the advice is going to be like, come and join this new wave that is blowing. Don't just sit down and be like, I want to finish school, wait, and someone to employ me. Like, I just want to finish and someone will employ me. No, like, just try and do something for yourself. Because me, 2018, I started this thing. I had nothing. Like, if I tell you my story of how this whole thing, I had nothing. Like, well, I can't say that, like, some people will be like, oh, I started with a needle and a thread. For me, I was fortunate the sewing machines were in the house. That's the only thing I had. And I started with small, small. Because when I had the sewing machines, selling clothes from my mother's, and the little money that you get, you invest it into a certain fabric, you sew something for someone, and then you cultivate that habit of investing. You save, you invest, you save, you invest, you save, you invest, and definitely one day, it's going to make sense. So, well, nobody should just sit idle. Even if it's you are working for someone, squeeze time out of it and do something for yourself. Like just try and do something. We all want to become rich. We all want to become great people. And I don't think just do, working for someone is going to make you that. Well, me, that's what I see. I think when you are able to do something for yourself, even you can be working for someone, but still, because I know of some of my colleague teachers when I used to be in school, they were teachers, but they had businesses that it was running for them. You can do such a thing, because nowadays everything is money. Like look at places, this big places. If you want to go there, they are all money. Like you want to travel, otherwise, you live in Ghana your whole life, and that is what I think should be everyone's dream. Like you just want to enjoy life to some point, because the Lord didn't just bring us here just to come and live, die here in Ghana here and go, but He wants us to become greater people. So I think we all can embrace it. So to every child who is in a vocational school, who sometimes think that they didn't do well, that is why they are in the vocational school. It's never true. Doing the vocational is a good thing. You are a welder, you are a carpenter, you are in school learning how to paint, you are in school learning masonry. Hey, come on now, people are becoming millionaires and they are masons. There are a lot of money out there. So to the young boy out there, just embrace it. Me, I was a nobody, like, eh, but now I can eat whatever I want to eat because of this Kwadwoman thing that I'm experiencing. Now I have a whole lot of contact of greater people in this country on my phone that I can just pick my phone and call them. And they are not going to say they won't pick it. Even if they are busy, they will just pick it and be like, oh, Kwadwo, we are busy. We'll call you later. Maybe if I would have just be a teacher, maybe it would have been the parents of my students that will not see my call and they can't do anything about it. But now I can call them and then also call the influential people. So accept it, embrace it, and grow in it. It's not easy, and it's not easy. Like you are going to get to a point where you just don't know how to do it. You just want to quit. But hey, come on, when you get to that point, just know that there is a rise coming. Anytime that you feel like just giving up, anytime that you feel like, hey, this thing is difficult, just know that that is the point of a breakthrough coming. And when we all have this mindset of doing things for ourselves and going beyond what everybody thinks we can go, I think you'll get to a point where everybody will be great. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Kwadwo
Thank you.
Echampong Preko,
Yeah.
who is the founder and lead stylist, lead everything at Kwadwoman, which is a fashion design house based in Accra. For you at home watching us today, Kwadwo says that a new wind is blowing.
Yeah.
Embrace vocational school. Embrace whatever you are doing. He says diversify your work, even if you were working for someone. Look for something else attached to what you do. That doesn't mean that you are going to do your 9 to 5, or you are going to look at not investing the time in your 9 to 5, but make sure that you are working hard in your 9 to 5 and also committing some time to doing your own stuff. Thank you.